All right, welcome to Lesson 19 of Unit 3, Code.org Computer Science Discoveries, Part 1 for 7th graders in Ording. Today we're going to be looking at functions, as you can see. We're going to define a function and we're going to call a function. In order to take a better look at that, we're going to go to the review part of the lesson first. And in order to do that, so let's say you want to make something happen. I'm going to start a function called reset drawing. And this is how we name it or create it. We're going to put everything we want to have happen in there. So in this case, the stroke or the outline is going to be black. There's going to be a fill. There's going to be an outline weight of 1, and it's going to be for text size, whatever it is we're going to be writing. And in order for that to happen, we would call up or use a function, and here it's named reset drawing, and we want to use this reset drawing. So every time in your game you want all of this to occur, you just named one block. So if you wanted to use it 25 times, you already have this, and you just use this line of code 25 times because it's already been defined for you. So you're going to see how that works. But I'm going to let you know right now that I'm going to be giving away some answers. So after you watch part 2 of Erica, and she discusses functions in a little bit more detail, what you can do, pause me, watch Erica, and then continue on until you get stuck, during which time you can come back to me so I can help you get unstuck. So go ahead and pause now. Hear what Erica has to say, and then move on. All right, so if you came to me, you got stuck. So in this one, you had your job was to create balloons here. You already have the draw sky given to you, and you already have draw balloons. Notice it says draw sky. I had to put in draw balloons because this is what happens when you do, this is the naming of draw balloons. Could you imagine having to do this if you wanted to fill up the entire screen with balloons? You'd have to do all of this several times. Instead, you can just do draw balloons a few times and then make it all over the place. So your whole job was to put in a new code here, draw balloons. Finish that up. You probably didn't get stuck there, but on part 4, you're going to be reading the 4 functions: draw background, draw cloud, draw trees, draw fence, and then reordering them so that it looks like this. You had a cloud show up in front of the trees, which just makes it look foggy as opposed to giving it depth. Clearly what I did was I put it in this order so as to ensure that the clouds show up behind the trees. So draw clouds, then the trees, then the fence. The background is here, clouds, trees, and then the fence. So in this, choose which one. I chose the wrong one, but both squares would have been drawn. And you need to create functions anywhere you like in your code. They can go anywhere. Draw green, draw red. You can move this. You can't move it right now because of being a permanent fixture, but code wherever they are. This the whole point of this, or one of the main points of this lesson, is so that you can get in the habit of organizing your code. So here's what I did here. I have the background inside the draw sprites. Here's the trees background. Here's everything. This is everything here, but all you had to do was put tree background in one piece. So this code creates a sprite that moves across the screen once. How can you make it go back across the screen? So what you needed to do was do trees background. If flyer x is less than -50, set the flyer. And the set flyer function is x is 450, so it goes way over there. The y is a random number. Well, not for you yet, but it will be there. And then the flyer velocity is -1. Here's the function for the background trees. This right here is where you want to focus your attention. Next. So here, make changes to the set flyer function so that the flyer starts at a random y location. So it will start anywhere here. So you didn't need to do anything, but except for, that's why I had set my flyer.y random number 0 to 400. I just did exactly what it told me to do. See that? I'm just going to draw on this because I love to draw on it. Random number. Okay. Part 9. This program should draw a daytime scene or a nighttime scene depending on the location of the mouse. The draw loop describes what needs to happen, but one of the functions hasn't been written yet. So mine is a different color. Let's just say it was smoky. I didn't do so much dark. But where that gets written, right? The draw night function, which has been created but is empty. Draw night right here. No stroke, background. All you had to do was copy the draw day. Okay, I copied it, pasted it in here. That's what you should do. And then just change some of the RGBs. Okay, so my water probably could have done 0, 0, 220. All right, let's see how that. Okay, and then 255. Let's see. I could make that even darker, couldn't I? See how that looks. So play with it, but the point is down here you copy this up into the draw night and then change the RGB. Part 10. Okay, so what you need to do is run the code that already exists, make sure you know how it works. Write the code for the set coin function that makes the coin fall from the sky. So what you need to do was make sure of this right here, set coin. You want to change velocity y. So, and then the next one, later on, you're going to be making a picture. But look at the code. Okay, you want yours to match with the, right here, set coin x, random number 10 to 390, set coin y at 10, and then velocity y number, random number between 3 and 10. You'll change the velocity soon. Don't worry about that yet. Number 11, make an if statement so that if the bunny and the coin are touching, to increase the score when the bunny catches the coin, make sure you're calling your function, and then randomize the velocity of the coin. That's what you saw in the last one. The bunny was having to catch fast coins and slow coins and so forth, just like this. That one's going to take forever. Okay, and finally, your last one, make an if statement to change your background. So if you needed this, I have a silly background and a simple background. My simple one is just yellow. My silly one is a clown face. Okay, you can see the face. And I have that set in my if else statement. If score is greater than 3, silly background, else have a simple background. So I just want to remind you that right here, I created the function. I have it looking like this. I'll use my last example. So I created a function that is called silly background, and it has these aspects to it. And I have my simple background, which is yellow. And anytime I want to use that silly background, I can just call it up by, instead of using all this code, I already have it there, I can just type in silly background and simple background, and it's all in my draw loop. This just sits down here all by itself. So that's creating and calling up functions. Lesson 19. I hope that you're able to use this in the future. Actually, I know you'll be able to use it. The more advanced you are, the more you'll be using codes like this. Best wishes, and enjoy.